So what you do basically when you're ready to sell is you kind of evaluate what it's all worth and go from there. You've done installation of irrigation systems, these coverings, and yeah, any of that stuff. You try to evaluate what it's worth and go from there. See if someone would want to sell it, and you post that it's for sale. I got some chard still growing. Lots of other melons and squash and just all sorts of things you wouldn't think would still be growing. Lots of things still growing. There's a couple more. I don't know if any of these are available, but wow, look at what she's done here. Goodness. It's not fully covered, but she's just doing a burlap bag kind of thing, burlap material, and it seems to be working fine. Wow. Now this person's got mesh here, and looks like it's doing really well. Tomatoes looks like they've got in there, all sorts of peppers. They've got it shielded on all 4 sides, or all 3 sides. Wow. Lots of plots available. Let's see which one we get. Some of the folks, aren't really working in the summer, which seems reasonable, seeing as we've had some of the hottest temperatures this week. We're breaking records. Yeah, it's been pretty fierce. So let's see what plot we get.
Alright, so now that you've seen some of the beautiful lots we have out here at the Agriculture Club in Sun City West, let's take a look at the lot that Robert and Julia Miller got. Let's see what we have to work with here. Oh my. This is going to be a lot of work. I think my neighbors are going to be happy when I get this cleaned up. Well, at least it's a plot. Fencing might need a little bit of work. Alright, well, nothing to it but to get it cleaned up.
Oh, there's Robert's car. There's Robert. What are you doing?
I'm trying to finish up the weeding.
Oh my goodness. Is this what, out of all the plots, this is ours?
I'm afraid this is the one that we have.
What made you choose this one?
I felt sorry for it. I thought it needed love.
Needed love. Well, I would certainly say so. And a lot of work.
It'll be beautiful when we're done.
Whoa.
If I live through it.
Right? Oh boy. Well, I guess let's get started.
progress. I got this side cleaned up and this side all cleaned up. And I'm gonna finish this off and then start in on these areas in between the beds. And then finally, I gotta get outside here. I gotta get the walkway cleaned up because that's really because of this lot. All that's there, so it's really my responsibility to do that. And then finally, I'll get the beds cleaned out and we will be completely weed free. So we'll see how far along I get today. Good morning. Wanted to take a minute to kind of give a progress report on the garden and how it's coming along. So we've got everything cleaned up. All the weeds are gone out of the walkways and the garden itself. Still got a little bit of raking to do to get the loose grass and stuff, but we've also broken down all the old watering system they had. They had everything above ground, and of course we want to go underground. So I did recover some parts and some things I can use, including a nice timer, so that's good. But everything, yeah, weed free. The geckos are loving it because I'm digging up all kind of bugs for them, which is great. Eat away. So next project, I've got the parts ordered for the cage, and we'll be building something similar to this for our cage, wrapped in chicken wire to keep the birds out and create shade cover over it. You can see they put shade cover there too. But so those parts are ordered. The next thing I'm going to do is take this bed out, because this one in the back is going to be our kind of shaded rest, talk, chat, laugh, have fun sanctuary area. So we're going to take this bed out and I'll spread the soil out to these other ones, and then we're going to make these twice as high. Bit different lumber I think we're going to use, and I might try to recover some of this, but we'll see how it goes. And then from the water supply, we're going to run that underground, and then each one will have a pop-up right here in front of the bed with its own valve and on off, so we can control what happens to each bed. And then on the wide side, we're also going to run one here, and that will be under the ground all the way there, and that will be where we do our container gardening against the fence here. Might have to put a little bit of shade up there, but that's okay. Easily done. So that is where we're at. Got a lot of work done, but got 3 times as much yet to do. So we will keep you posted. Good morning, July 21st. Wanted to do a quick update out at the garden, see what kind of progress we're making and what the next project is. So come along, I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so I've been wetting every morning. I come out here and just soak this area. This is going to be where the irrigation, or the watering system and irrigation system is going to be underground. So I'm trying to get this ground soft so I can run the rototiller through it and really get it dug down and soupy, so it'll be pretty easy to dig the channels and run the lines. So basically there's our feed for our water. We're going to go in both directions. So this side is going to be for container gardening. So we're going to have a line that runs under the ground all the way along here, and I'll put 4 or 5 spigots on that, and then we can, once we have those, we can do our timers and take care of our watering from there. And then it'll tee off and run in front of these beds. Now these beds are not where they're going to be. I'm going to tighten them up a little bit so I can get a 5th bed in. But I'm going to run the line all the way along here. And again, in front of each bed will be a spigot, which I can put a timer on and control my watering. So that's where we're at today, getting the water on this one more time, and then tomorrow Jesse's going to rent me a tiller, and I'm going to go ahead and get in here and dig this all up so it's nice and soft so I can work with it. Okay, that's it for this update. Good morning. Saturday, July 22nd. I'm going to give you a quick update on where we're at on the garden. So the plan today was to rototill this all up, but wasn't able to rent the tiller, which actually ended up working out okay, because what I found out is the parts that I got really wet, like back here, were a real easy dig. I was able to dig this out, just getting it good and wet. So the water line's gonna run there and then along the beds. And then also on the other side, I'll be running that for the container gardening. So it's just gonna tee right there, and I'll just dig a trench and get everything laid out there. And then you can see I've taken all the chicken wire down. Start over fresh there. And then I've also filled with water all these post holes, dug a little hole and made a pond. Hopefully they'll soak down and I'll be able to get these posts out of here tomorrow. Otherwise I'll just keep watering them until they're soft enough that I can pull those out. I don't have a tool to pull them out, so I got to do it by hand, but making some good progress. Coming along, get the irrigation system in, and then should have my parts to build the cage before too long, and then also start moving these beds. That one's going away, and I'm going to tighten these up